I stumbled upon Keepy restaurant in Greenville, and let me tell you, it's like a Georgian party in my mouth. They got this thing called a keepy, which I'm not sure how to describe, but trust me, it's a feast fit for a king. Imagine a table so long it makes Santa's workshop look like a closet, overflowing with khachapuri, spady, kinkali, and a salad bar that would make a vegan's heart sing. And let me tell you about the amber wines from Georgia. They're like the liquid equivalent of Desperate Housewives. They'll make you feel tipsy and emotional all at once. Now, about the food. Holy smokes, it's like a culinary adventure you never knew you needed. I had the spicy veggie khachapuri, which was a veggie explosion in my mouth. It's like the veggie patch threw a party in my belly, and I was the guest of honor. Their lamb spady was like a symphony of flavors. It was tender, juicy, and had me begging for more. And the kinkali. Oh, my word. They're like little day pillows filled with meaty dreams. But hold your horses, there's more. They got this creamy walnut dressing that's like the MVP of all dressings. I could dip my entire life in that stuff and die happy. The atmosphere is on point too. It's like a cozy mountain lodge with Georgian folk music, and the smell of garlic fill the air. And the staff. They're like the Georgian version of the Avengers, always ready to serve you with a smile and a plate of deliciousness. So, if you're looking for a night out that's equal parts delicious, educational, and entertaining, then head on over to Keepy Restaurant. Just be sure to bring your stretchy pants, because after this feast, you're gonna need an. At Gianna, the food's as fresh as the server's memories. Nestled atop the second floor of a Greenville high-rise, you'll either bask in the panoramic terrace views or sweat like an Italian trapped in an alley fire escape. If you manage to snag a shaded table, you'll be treated to sensory overload. Their black rigatoni and rock shrimp dance on your taste buds like synchronized swimmers at the Olympics. And the mint pesto marinated shrimp. It's like a rave for your palate. Now, let's chat about the service. Picture a juggling clown on a unicycle during a hurricane. That's your server, James. He'll zip past your table, leaving you with a smile and a side of forgotten appetizers. But fear not. The celestial being known as Connor will descend from the heavens to steal James' thunder and minister to your every whim. Pro tip: if you're celebrating a birthday, expect a happy birthday scribbled on your menu. Don't get your hopes up for a free dessert, though. That's about as likely as Donald Trump winning a Nobel Peace Prize. Overall, Gioma is a gastronomic oasis amidst the bustling city, complete with a sun-drenched terrace that'll turn you into a crispy critter if you don't secure a shaded spot. Just be prepared for some memory-challenged servers and the occasional solar inferno. But hey, where else can you enjoy exquisite Italian cuisine while feeling like you're in a particularly pungent sauna? Fork and plow, where the grub's good, and the ambience is better. Picture this, a cozy joint where the vibe is chill, the food is farm to table fresh, and the staff is so friendly, they'll make you feel like you're dining at your best friend's house. That's Fork and Plow in a nutshell. Now, let's talk about the food. It's like a party in your mouth. The Brussels sprouts are crispy and flavorful, with a paprika aioli that'll make you beg for seconds. The tomato soup is rich and creamy, with a hint of olive oil that'll transport you to Tuscany. And the pork braised gnocchi, oh man, I could write a sonnet about that dish. It's like a warm, comforting hug in culinary form. But wait, there's more. The Reuben croquettes are a must-try, even if they do come with a side of frozen peas. Just pretend they're extra crispy ice cubes and chow down. Now, the fried chicken biscuit, let's say it's not for the faint of heart. It's topped with so many collard greens that it's like a swamp party in your mouth. But hey, if you're a fan of soggy breading, you'll be in seventh heaven. Now, about the fish dishes, I've heard they can be a bit on the overcooked side. But don't let that stop you from giving them a try. They're like a game of Russian roulette. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get a case of the Mondays. And finally, the desserts. Oh, the desserts. The very berry cobbler is like a warm blanket on a cold night. And the no-bake peanut butter cheesecake is so rich and creamy, it's like eating a cloud of pure indulgence. So, there you have it. Fork and Plow, a restaurant that's got something for everyone, except maybe for those who prefer their fish cooked to perfection. But hey, that's what the soup and gnocchi offer. Between the trees, where the food is good and the service is interesting. Picture this, folks, you're in Greenville, South Carolina, a town so charming it makes Charleston blush. And you're looking for a swell place to dine, a joint with some class and panache. Well, let me tell you about Between the Trees, a restaurant that's got more ambience than a Bob Dylan concert. Nestled inside the Grand Bohemian Lodge, or the Temple of Hipsters, Between the Trees is a feast for the eyes. The dining room is all panoramic windows, giving you a view of the river that'll make you feel like Moses parting the Red Sea minus the parting part. They even got a balcony with a fireplace, perfect for cozying up with a glass of wine while you watch the world go by or the squirrels fight over acorns. Now, let's talk about the food. I'm no Michelin star chef, but I know a good meal when I taste it. And Between the Trees delivers, big time. Their menu is like a love letter to local farmers and fishermen, featuring all the fresh goodness Greenville has to offer. From the shrimp grits that'll make you dance a jig to the croque madame that'll give you the energy to climb a mountain or at least a flight of stairs, you won't leave this place hungry. But the service, oh the service. It's like a comedy of errors, but with food. Like that time our server forgot about us for 20 minutes, only to reappear with a pitcher of water and a cheers. We were so parched, we almost accepted. Or the time another server brought our food, then vanished into thin air, never to be seen again. We had to summon a wizard to finish our order. Don't get me wrong, the waitstaff is super friendly and trying their best. But it's like they're all in a perpetual state of where the heck is the other server. But hey, it made us laugh, and laughing while you eat is good for digestion, right? So, in conclusion, Between the Trees is a great place to go for delicious food, stunning views, and a side of unintentional entertainment. Just remember to bring your sense of humor and be prepared for a few comical twists and turns. It's like a dinner theater, but with better food. Camp Modern American Eatery is like a fancy camping trip, but with better food and fewer s'mores. If you're looking for a place to impress your Tinder date or your picky mother-in-law, this is it. Their ambience is straight out of a Wes Anderson movie, with cozy wooden accents and a green color scheme that makes you feel like you're dining in a forest. But don't worry, there's no tax on oxygen here. Now, let's talk about the food. I ordered the scallops, which were cooked to perfection. The chorizo was a bit much, but that's like saying there's too much gold in Fort Knox. The pork and shrimp dumplings were also solid, but the sauce was a little overpowering. Hey, even the best chefs have their off days. The service was top-notch. Our waiter was kind, attentive, and answered my question about the wine list with more enthusiasm than a sommelier on a sugar rush. Now, for the prices. Let's just say they're not exactly campfire cookout affordable. But hey, you get what you pay for, and at camp, you're paying for a culinary adventure. So, if you're looking for a fancy night out without the pretentiousness, Camp Modern American Eatery is your go-to spot. Just be prepared to pay a little bit extra for the privilege of dining in a restaurant that looks like a Scandinavian lumberjack cabin. Yo, Greenville, listen up. If you're looking for a spot that's like a safari-themed mansion with some seriously fly grub, check out Bricktop's. They've got servers like Steve B, who's smoother than butter and keeps your glass full like a thirsty camel. You can't go wrong with the ribs. They'll fall off the bones so fast you'll think they're doing a synchronized dance. The prime rib is like a Cadillac of meat, tender and juicy. Now, the wedge salad, that's where it gets real. It's like a chunk of iceberg that's been put through a blender, but in a good way. And the deviled eggs. They've got more flavor than a disco ball in Vegas. And let's not forget the atmosphere. It's like a cool lounge where you can kick back, relax, and sip on some martinis that'll make you forget your troubles. Just be careful, though. They're stronger than a mother-in-law with a grudge. But don't take my word for it. I've seen some reviews that sound like the folks were eating hospital food. I mean, come on. If you're gonna give Britips a bad review because the salmon tasted like it came from a hospital, you might as well go back to eating bland oatmeal for breakfast. Bottom line, Britips is a solid spot with great food and vibes. Just don't forget to tip your server generously, or you might end up getting a side of attitude with your entree. Peace out. Ahoy there, matey. Welcome to the wacky world of some bar, where dim sum gets a turbocharged makeover and your taste buds go on a wild rollercoaster ride. First off, let's talk about the fusion aspect. It's like they took the classic flavors of dim sum and gave them a modern makeover, adding a touch of spice and a dash of the unexpected. Like a sushi burrito, but with dumplings. The crab rangoon is a prime example. It's a crispy wonton cup filled with a creamy blend of crab and cream cheese, but it's topped with a spicy sriracha sauce that'll make your eyes water. Now, about that authenticity thing. If you're a purist who demands your dim sum to be exactly like Grandma used to make, you might be a little disappointed. But if you're open to a more experimental approach, you'll find a lot to love here. Just don't be surprised when the siumai comes with a side of truffle oil. As for the vibe, it's got a funky, upscale feel. It's not your average hole-in-the-wall dim sum joint. The lighting is dim so dim that old folks might need flashlights to read the menu, and the music is a mix of mellow jazz and indie rock. It's the perfect place to go for a date night or a special occasion. Just be prepared to pay a pretty penny for those small plates. Speaking of service, it can be hit or miss. Sometimes you'll get a server who's attentive and knowledgeable, and other times you'll get someone who's MIA and couldn't care less about your culinary adventure. But hey, that's part of the charm, right? Overall, Samba is a unique and flavorful experience that's worth checking out if you're looking for something different. Just don't expect a traditional dim sum experience, and be prepared to spend a bit extra for that ambience and the fusion flair. Happy munching, me hearties. At Chef 21, you'll feel like you're trapped in a drunken Asian rave. The neon lights flash like a strobe, the music blares, and the waitstaff dances through the crowd with plates of sushi and Korean BBQ. But hey, don't let that distract you from the amazing food. Imagine a sushi burger the size of your head, with Korean spicy tuna that'll set your taste buds on fire. And the sushi platter. It's like a work of art, with every piece perfectly arranged, waiting to be devoured. The drinks are just as impressive. The hot sake will warm your soul, and the geisha cocktail will make you forget all your troubles. Just be careful not to overdo it, or you'll end up dancing on the table with the waitstaff. Service. They're like ninjas, appearing and disappearing before you know it, refilling your drinks and whisking away your empty plates. You'll barely have time to finish your conversation before they're back to check on you. The vibe at Chef 21 is infectious. It's like a giant Asian party that you'll never want to leave. So come hungry, come thirsty, and get ready for an experience that's as memorable as it is delicious. Just don't be surprised if you find yourself dancing out the door. 7, where the food's a 10, but the noise is an 11. Step into 7, a culinary oasis promising gastronomic delights that will tickle your taste buds and make you forget all your troubles. Upon entering, you'll be greeted by the charming staff, who will promptly seat you in their cozy eatery. Just be prepared for the symphony of chatter that will envelop you like a warm, fuzzy blanket or a raucous marching band, depending on your noise tolerance. Speaking of sustenance, this menu is a veritable encyclopedia of deliciousness. Their meatballs, flat as a pancake but bursting with flavor, will banish any preconceived notions you may have about their shape. And the pan con tomate. It's like a Spanish fiesta in your mouth. For the main event, the smoked lamb is so tender, you could cut it with a whisper. The ribeye is cooked to perfection, leaving you wondering, is this steak or a culinary masterpiece? And the chicken. Let's just say, it's the poultry equivalent of a rock star. As if that wasn't enough, the sides are also a force to be reckoned with. Their petite Brussels sprouts have a crunch that rivals the best of them, while the side salad provides a refreshing respite from the gustatory assault. To top it all off, the banana pudding semifreddo will make you feel like you're floating on a cloud of creamy goodness. Just be sure to share it, unless you want to end up with a sugar coma sweeter than a hummingbird's nectar. So gather your fellow foodies and head to 7 for a culinary adventure that will leave you satisfied, slightly defiant, and craving more. Just don't forget to bring your earplugs or a sense of humor. Kolhapur Indian Canteen, where spices dance with your taste buds. Picture this: you walk into this humble abode, feeling like a lost tourist in the depths of an Indian jungle. But fear not, my dear friend, for the culinary wizards here will guide you through the labyrinth of flavors like a seasoned tour guide. As you scan the unfamiliar menu, the friendly staff descends upon you like a benevolent swarm of bees, showering you with samples and suggestions. Try this lentil soup rice, my friend, the lady whispers, her eyes twinkling with a mischievous glint. I'll choose the rest for you, for your taste buds deserve a wild adventure. An adventure they embark upon. Your plate arrives, a vibrant mosaic of shrimp, chicken, and the divine goat curry. Each morsel explodes in your mouth like a party in your palate, leaving your senses begging for more. The coconut yogurt drink, sweet and tangy, becomes a soothing oasis amidst the fiery dance of spices. And oh, the water. Let me tell you, it's not just it's liquid gold, infused with a hint of magic that makes it rival the finest champagne. But wait, there's more. The owner, a culinary maestro with a heart of gold, assures you that these culinary wonders will soon grace the hallowed grounds of North Atlanta. Oh, happy day. Just imagine the aroma of exotic spices permeating the air, beckoning you to indulge in a taste of heaven at your doorstep. So, my enlightened foodie, heed this humble reviewer's words. Kolhapur Indian Canteen is a culinary paradise where your taste buds will embark on an unforgettable journey. Be warned, though, once you step foot in this enchanted realm, your love for Indian food will forever be transformed. Now this is what I call fine southern dining, folks. Sassafras Southern Bistro ain't no ordinary restaurant, it's a culinary comedy club. Imagine walking into a place where the atmosphere is so upscale, it feels like you're dining in a museum. But don't worry, the walls aren't covered in boring old paintings, they're adorned with the hilarious masterpieces of some local joker. Now let's talk food. Their trout is so incredible, it's like the fish is doing stand-up comedy in your mouth. Megan, the bartender, is a marvel. She'll take care of your requests before you even know you have them, disappearing and reappearing like a magician. The vibe is so positive, you'll feel like you've stepped into a room full of laughing hyenas. Even if the bar is full, don't fret. The hostess will find a seat for you before you can say pass the grits. And oh boy, those grits. I never thought I'd enjoy grits outside of breakfast, but sassafras proved me wrong. They're like a savory pillow for your taste buds. The key lime pie is no slouch either, it's so tangy and delicious, it'll make you forget about all your troubles. But hold on to your hats, folks. Sassafras has a secret weapon, anonymous diners who pay for other people's meals. I know what you're thinking, that's like winning the lottery. Well, consider it the comedy club lottery. Who needs cash when you can have a belly full of laughter and a free dinner? Overall, Sassafras Southern Bistro is a gastronomic gem that will have you rolling in the aisles. So come on down, grab a drink, and prepare for a night of culinary comedy that will leave you craving more. Just don't forget to bring your funny bone. If you're looking for a classy dining experience, you'll want to steer clear of Lewis Barbecue Greenville. But if you're in the mood for some of the best barbecue you'll ever put in your mouth, prepared by a staff that makes you feel like you're at a family reunion, then this is the place for you. As you walk through the door, the heavenly smells of smoke and barbecue will make it hard to decide whether to inhale or order first. But whatever you do, don't pass up the free sample of brisket they offer you. It's so good, you might just cry tears of joy. But don't stop at the brisket. The pulled pork, ribs, and hot gut sausage are all to die for. And the sides. Don't even get me started. The potato salad is as classic as it gets, the slaw is tangy and refreshing, and the baked beans will make you want to slap your mama. You can also get a frozen Moscow Mule that's so good you'll forget you're at a barbecue joint. One word of warning though, don't be surprised if you end up wearing more barbecue sauce than you eat. It's worth it, but just be prepared to make a mess. And if you're one of those people who gets offended by eating off of cafeteria-style trays, well, you just might want to go to a different restaurant. Overall, Lewis Barbecue Greenville is a must-visit for any barbecue lover. Just be sure to bring a bib and a change of clothes, because this is the kind of place where you're gonna get down and dirty and you're gonna love it. If you're hankering for some southern cooking that'll make your insides do a square dance, then head on over to Tupelo Honey in Greenville. This place is like the Grand Ole Opry of comfort food, with scratch-made dishes that'll make your taste buds sing like Johnny Cash. First off, their coffee is like liquid gold. It's got a hint of smoke, like it was brewed by a cowboy over a campfire. Now, let's talk about their smothered chicken. It's like a heavenly southern hug, with boneless chicken thighs smothered in gravy and served with a side of sides that'll make your eyes roll back in your head. Okay, let's not forget about their shrimp and grits. It's like a seafood symphony, with plump shrimp and creamy grits that'll make you forget all your troubles. And the grilled broccolini. It's like a green carpet that leads straight to Flavor Town. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sounds great, but I'll probably have to wait an eternity for a table. Well, hold your horses there, Bessie. I'll admit, they can get a little crowded, but don't let that scare you off. The wait staff is like a well-oiled machine, and they'll have you seated before you can say sweet tea. Oh, and speaking of service, the folks at Tupelo Honey are as sweet as a Georgia peach. Bo, Clay, and Alyssa are the real mps, always greeting you with a smile that'll make you feel like you're part of the family. So, if you're looking for a southern dining experience that'll leave you feeling satisfied and maybe even a little tipsy from all the good food, then Tupelo Honey is your ticket to culinary heaven. Just be prepared to loosen your belt a few notches, because you're gonna need the room.